Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into the Real Psychic Investigators, and we are going to go ahead and get into another psychic investigation read. Hello, investigators, investigative agencies, and general collective. So if it is a little darker, the video this time around, I do apologize. We are dealing with a power outage currently, so there are no lights. That could be significant for whatever's going to come out here in this reading, as far as no power, powerless, no electricity. Could be because of the lack of someone's money, cash flow. Okay. Yeah. Everywhere that I have been in Southeast Asia, every country that I have been in, there has been a power outage at some point in time. Okay. So I'm not sure when this video is actually going to get uploaded, but we'll look at the time for synchronicity in a moment. Okay, we have a lot out here, a lot of tarot. Give me just one moment. Current time is 9:53, 9:53 investigators, September 1953. So we have, as I stated, we have quite a few cards out. You might be encouraged to get some rest. Let me see if we have the Four of Swords out here. No, we don't, but you might be called to get some rest or rest more, okay? So, we have our tarot. We'll place that in the stack. Some of you are being encouraged to stay calm. And as always, thank you so much for your likes and your shares, your comments. I enjoy the communication with you. Tarot messages. We'll pull some tarot messages now. I haven't counted the cards that we've pulled in a minute, so let me count the cards. $17. Okay, 17 between the tarot and the tarot messages. All right, 17 investigators. You could be a life path 1, a life path 7, a life path 8. If you do not know your life path number, I encourage you to look that up. Top of the stack, we have the name Randall Investigators. Randall, Randell, Randy. Someone could be a male nurse. Okay. We have pack your bags. Pack your bags. That is on one side of the star, or excuse me, the sun. Okay. So the sun card is a revealing. Okay. It also deals with your solar plexus chakra. Okay. The sun, that is the color. It's that orange, yellowish, gold color, your sacral, or excuse me, your solar plexus, for confidence, for self-esteem, for courage. Okay. Pack your bags in Randall. Or, excuse me, pack your bags. Randall was on the top. And we have a chancellor. Okay. A chancellor is a leader of some sort. A chancellor, depending on the country you're in, has different responsibilities. Okay. But that is a leader of some sort. It could be a political leader. It could be, again, some other type of leader. Again, we have the name Vivian. So this name has started to come out here recently. Certainly in the last two readings. Vivian. Okay. Vivian is on one side of the Three of Wands. Okay. The passion I have for you has opened my perspective to endless possibilities, and I must prepare to face the challenges. Okay. So there is something that someone is seeing about what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're creating. Okay. And it's helping them to see a different perspective about something. Okay. On the other side of Vivian, we have Issa. That is Yeshua. Okay. That is Jesus, falsely called. Okay. Their name wasn't Jesus until the 17th century. Okay. And obviously they lived long before that. So that goes to show you that that is dark and incorrect. So we have the first two cards in the same slot. We have the name Tyra. Okay. Tyra. We've looked up Tyra Banks's information. Okay. Tyra. Okay. So that is on one side of the Magician. Okay. Again, this is Master Manifestor energy, or someone who is highly spiritually evolved in the upright. In the reverse, okay, this is someone who uses magic for karmic reasons. They are dark witch, dark warlock, okay, in the reverse, Tyra, okay. The other card that's on the same level as that Magician card is the Six of Swords message. It says, I'm finally leaving behind my old ways of thinking and the opinion of others. It's not easy to do, but I know it's best for me. Okay, so someone's walking away from what no longer serves them. That's a good thing. Good job. Okay, someone's walking away from what no longer serves them. Okay, and again, the other card is the Magician. Abandoned property they stole from you. Okay, so Tyra could have stolen this property. Vivian could have stolen this property. Randall could have stolen this property. Okay. Also, Randall can be spelled R-A-N-D-L-E, Randall. Okay. Someone stole a property. Next. So next we have the Page of Cups. So something about some type of emotional decision. Okay. Anger is an emotion, just like happiness is. Okay. So someone could have been angry for something that they assumed you did to them, or something they conjured up in their mind, okay, that you did to them on this Page of Cups. Okay. An emotional decision or an emotional choice. You always need to use your intuition. The other side of Latoya is informant nearby. Okay? Your intuition should truly never be turned off. Okay? Should never really truly be turned off. And I don't know if it is. It's just a matter of us not paying attention to it. Okay? Next, we have they were married when they approached you. Okay? They were married when they approached you. So, investigators, someone is a bigot, a rooster crowing. Okay? So someone has multiple marriages, multiple relationships, or something along those lines. Okay? Collective. They were in a relationship. They were already in a ship when they met you. Okay? That is on one side of the Hanged Man card. Okay, that's the message card, the tarot message card. I'm taking a break from everything so I can meditate and release my old ways of thinking. This process is not that easy. Okay, so the number 12, 21, January 2nd, February 1st. Okay. On the other side, we have clamoring. Okay, so you could find out, collective, that someone is clamoring for your attention. Okay, whoever this individual was who came to you who was already married. Okay, they could now be clamoring for your attention, or they were in the past. Okay, but it was all a setup of some sort. Next, we have the name Smith. Okay. Very common last name in America, Smith. Okay. That is on one side of the Three of Swords. Okay. So there is something in regards to a love relationship that has been damaged, or that has been a couple, a relationship, a marriage that has been attacked by witchcraft. Yours or someone who you are watching this video for, someone you're closely related to, connected to, not necessarily related. On the other side of Smith, we have a hidden death. Investigators. So a Smith, it could be Latoya Smith, it could be Tyra Smith, Vivian Smith, Randall Smith. Okay, there's a hidden death here. Okay. Next, this could be a drug death. Okay. This could be a drug death. So we have hidden death, and then next we have drug death on one side of the Eight of Cups for walking away. Okay, walking away from, again, what no longer serves you. That speaks to the energy of this individual who's being in this hangman energy. I'm taking a break from everything. I spoke about rest when we first started the video. I'm taking a break from everything so I can meditate and release my old ways of thinking. This process is not that easy. Okay? And I agree with that. Dark nights of the soul that is perhaps the most challenging, or an ego death is the most challenging spiritual process that you can go through. Okay? Ego deaths, dark night of the soul. As you recognize those things that no longer serve your good, your habits that no longer serve your good, whatever those things are, okay? Those are spiritual processes that are absolutely necessary in order for you to ascend to your highest, purest, truest self, okay? Hidden death and a drug death, they could be same thing or separate. Investigators, okay? Someone could have drugged someone and that is how they died, okay? Or the hidden death is causing someone to have a drug death. And we have reckless, okay? So someone is reckless, obviously. If they are involved in stealing your property, if they were married to someone when they approached you, okay? Someone's clamoring for your attention, someone's hiding a death from you, all of that is recklessness. Okay. All right. So whoever they are, whoever they are, they kill earth angels. Okay. They take out earth angels, whoever they are. Okay. That is on one side of the Two of Cups. Okay. For a union or partnership of some sort. A love union or partnership of some sort. Business. On the other side of that, we have Oliver, Benjamin, and Turner. Okay. Could all be one person, Oliver, Benjamin, Turner. Or separate individuals, investigators. Okay. Someone could go by their middle name and not their first name, primarily. Okay. Wow. So we have some bestiality energy out here. Okay. If you do not know what bestiality is, it's human beings who have sexual interactions with animals, four-legged animals or what have you. Okay. Okay, so on one side we have, and that's one side of the Lovers. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers tarot message out here. So someone lets animals lick them. You see that? Investigators, police officers, is there a law against bestiality? Is there a law against these types of acts? Is there in the U.S.? I don't know. Okay. The Lovers. Okay. Tarot message. The connection I have with you is so deep and profound on all possible levels, sexual, spiritual, emotional, and intellectual. So someone sees a connection with you, or someone sees a connection with someone who's listening to this or will listen to this reading. And we have a tempting offer. Okay? So this tempting offer, divine does not tempt you. Okay? Divine does not tempt you. So a tempting offer to me sounds like dark, low vibrational energy. Use your own discernment to determine whether that is the case for you. Okay? But something that is tempting typically is something that's trying to take your attention away from someone else, something else, whatever your focus is supposed to be. Okay? Someone's brainwashed. They could have been brainwashed to do this hidden murder. They could have been brainwashed to do this drug death. They could have been brainwashed to steal your property. Okay? This brainwashing happened with someone using magician energy in the reverse. Okay? Brainwashing. Okay? Brainwashing of adults, children, confirmation, adults, children. That is on one side of the tower for the brainwashing. We have Evelyn, Erica, Elaine, and Eleanor, investigators, collective. Evelyn, Erica, Elaine, Elena, Eleanor. Someone could go by Evie. on the Tower. Next, we have I-10. This is Interstate 10, but investigators. This could be someone whose first, middle, or last name starts with an I and 10 is connected to them. So they could be a Scorpio or a Libra, okay, born in October. Okay, they could be born on the 10th of the month. This crime could have happened on the 10th of a month. Okay. Again, it could be something about a place that starts with an I. Indiana, Indonesia, India, Illinois, Iowa, Idaho. Okay. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. And this is someone who's looking over the work that they've done, feeling accomplished, feeling like you've done what you were asked to do, what your ancestors have guided you to do, collective, investigators, what your intuition, your gut feeling, that is your intuition, what that has guided you to do, look into, talk to, okay? Looking over your work, admiring your work, being satisfied with the work that you've done. That is on one side, or on the other side, classic bait and switch. So there's something about a classic bait and switch to draw you in or to draw the victim in. Okay, classic bait and switch. Next, we have a reverend. So we have a religious individual, a reverend. Okay, this could be a pastor, a minister. They could use those titles instead of reverend, pastor, minister. Again, I remind us that this is not a biblical title. Okay? Pastors, priests, evangelists, apostles, bishops, those are all mentioned. Okay? Those are all mentioned. High priests, those are all mentioned. Priest, priestess, empress, emperor, those are all mentioned in canonical texts, but you do not find the word reverend, the title reverend, because that is dark, karmic, low vibrational energy created by religion. On the other side of reverend, we have mechanic, gang stalker. But we have between those two, we have the Seven of Cups, tarot message. Since I can't control you, I prefer to daydream of perfect interactions between us where you agree with me. Okay, so this is again a karmic individual. So they want you to agree with them, not them to be awakened and see the truth of what you're saying, what you're living, how you're doing, whatever that is. They don't want to see that. They want you to come over to the dark side. Okay, could be this mechanic. I want you to come over to the dark side. I don't want to be on the light side. I want you to come over here with us, with all the gang stalkers, okay, and be a part of our clique. Okay. Okay, read this message for you. Jessica Aber's blood is on U.S. government hands. Jessica Aber's blood is on U.S. government hands. And there was a rooster. Okay. So Jessica is on one side of the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, again, this is for fulfillment, earthly wealth, and family, corporate fraud. So this hidden death, the information, it could not be a hidden death. It could be information about the hidden death. So Jessica Aber's death is not hidden, but the truth about her death is, and again, she's a U.S. government, she was a U.S. attorney, okay, based in Washington, D.C. Alexandria could be significant. Virginia could be significant. Okay. corporate fraud. Okay. Could be somebody who got to live like this for a moment, for a time, for a season, because of corporate fraud. Confirmation burp. So someone got to live a little bit off your money, off your time, off your energy. Divine, Classic, and Buford. Okay. Divine, Classic, Buford. Take it as it resonates. That means what easily fits. Okay. So that is on one side of the Ten of Cups. Okay. So the Ten of Cups, I call this a jubilee. Okay. Again, we're talking about fulfillment here. Family. Okay. Again, you even see the beings in the background, angels, ancestors. Okay. Celebrating with them. And for someone, it's time for a divorce. Okay. For someone, it's time for a divorce. That could be a spiritual divorce. You could already be physically disconnected or distant from them. So that could be a spiritual thing. That could be a cord cutting thing. Something about the witness protection program. Okay. You could be placed in the witness protection program once all of this comes to light. Okay. And is made public. The name Dorothy, Dottie. Okay. We've looked up Dottie People's name. Dorothy Dandridge. Okay. Can't look up anyone's information today because we do not have any Wi-Fi. Okay. Dorothy. That is on one side of the Chariot. So there could be something about movement, a vehicle, travel, relocation. I'm no longer passive when it comes to our connection. I'm determined to take solid actions to make it stronger and long-lasting. Confirmation horn honk. The number 7, again, you could be a life path 7. The church, that church is a cult. So there is a church. That church is a cult. Whatever church the reverend is at is a cult. Okay. Whatever church Vivian goes to could be a cult. Whatever church knows about this hidden death, whatever church Latoya is associated with, whatever church Smith is associated with. Okay. Do we have another name out here? Yep, Tyra. Okay. So the church that Tyra is connected with could be a cult. All right. Last card, Master Builder 22. So you could be a Master Builder 22. Okay. Speaking the truth on a YouTube or some other platform, or you are just a Master Builder living your highest, purest, truest self. Master Builder 22 is on one side of the Nine of Swords. Once I start to focus on our problems, it's hard to stop. And then I get paranoid that it will get even worse, falling into anxiety. Okay. So someone's dealing with anxiety about a relationship that is no longer functioning. Okay. At all or well. Okay. Something about cat on cat action. Okay, so something about someone who is a lesbian. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pull some extras. Okay. Council of Light. You could be part of the Council of Light. If you do not know who the Council of Light is, they are a group of benevolent spiritual high vibrational beings. Okay, look it up. Council of Light. Okay, that might help you further confirm what your purpose is here on this planet. Someone will die in prison. Okay. Someone will die in prison. A relative, a friend, a former friend, someone will die in prison. We have Archangel Metatron, who is Enoch. When you read the Bible, that is Enoch. Okay. Is granting you access to your Akashic records. Okay. Enoch is the master scribe. He is the keeper of the Akashic records. Archangel Metatron. He is granting some of us access to Akashic records. Be responsible and take full advantage. Okay. We have homelessness in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. So someone could be homeless. This could be part of their karma for being involved in Sodom and Gomorrah types of activities. Again, someone who lets animals lick them. That is a Sodom and Gomorrah type of energy. That is a fallen Anunnaki. It fell down on its own. Investigators, you saw that. Collective BMW. Okay. Someone's initials. William Michael Burmeister. Okay. So someone's exploits or someone's whatever has brought them to the point of being homeless. Okay. I was homeless 3 times, but not because of evilness that I was doing. I was homeless because of one, witchcraft, but the other is in a natural sense. It's because of the economy. It was during the recession, the Great Recession, 08 to, 2012 or whatever. Okay. Khalil Reed chants. We got these yesterday. Again, we have pugs. We have Central America, Jonesboro, okay, and a sheriff. Again, the name Dorothy, so that's significant. Okay. Again, the name Dorothy. Okay, we have the name Shanita. There's something about a paradigm shift. Okay. Chamomile tea. You could be drinking this as you're listening to this, or you are being encouraged to take a more holistic approach to your health. Something about 3D justice. Okay. 3D justice. That is on the mechanic gang stalker again. Okay. Someone is a backseat driver. Okay. So a backseat driver is someone who doesn't allow the individual who is in control to control. So someone tried to control your life, collective. Okay. Someone who's a backseat driver. Could be a parent. Okay. They were trying to control your life, your decisions, but without you knowing. So they would do the dark magic, the church, the whoever. They would do the dark magic, but then smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers, smiling in your face. Okay. Celebrity energy out here, that is not unusual. Okay. And someone's never going to get it. Okay. So they could never get it from Tyra. Tyra could never get it. They could get it from Latoya, or want it from Latoya. Latoya could never get it, or Latoya could never get it. Smith, Randall, same thing, right? With the names that are out here. Could be a reverend, could be a minister, male or female, who's never going to get it. Okay? QT, QC, QB, QM. Malcolm X's assassination was to silence the truth. QT, QB, MQ, CQ, BQ, TQ. Okay. Something about Susie Q. Susie Q. There's a song, Susie Q. Also, I think that's like a Susie Q's. Those are like confectionery, like pastry like Hostess Twinkie cakes, like, right? Susie Q's, something like that. Those are old school thing. Okay. The Great Lakes, okay, the Great Lakes, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, okay, that area around Michigan, Wisconsin. Your son or daughter does witchcraft against you, collective. Your son or daughter does witchcraft against you, investigators. Your son or daughter does witchcraft against you. I don't want to make anyone paranoid, but you know if your son or daughter is dark or evil. You know. Okay. We have Dubai. Okay. Dubai. Okay. So someone could be traveling there. Okay. What in the Sam Hill is what this says. Okay. So you could be asking yourself this question. What in the Sam Hill, or WTF? Okay. Again, we have Tate, Colt, Tristan, Nash, Steve, Nash, Stacy, or Niecy Nash. Niecy Nash is a lesbian, I believe. Niecy Nash is a lesbian. She was in a heterosexual marriage, but then I think she got a divorce and now she's with a female. Okay? Someone's fake shy. Okay? Any one of these names out here could be playing fake shy. Jason, Jethro, Gyro. Something about whining and chilling. Okay? Whining and chilling in Dubai. Someone's too clingy. So same thing with clamoring. Clamoring came out here earlier. So clamoring and too clingy. Synonyms. Okay? Synonyms. No one should be clamoring for you. Okay? They appreciate you when you show up. And they might miss you when you're gone. But they should not be clamoring or be clingy for you. Okay? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Remember this. Investigators, when you're investigating your crimes and you're like, what in the Sam Hill is going on here? How did you murder your parents and your siblings? What's going on? Why did you poison? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? How is it that someone can end someone's life and then consume their body parts? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. How can a mother drive a car with her three children, I said siblings, 3 children into the pond, into the lake, and let them drown? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. How can a man live 2 lives, be married, and then have another family and be deceiving both of them? How is that? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. How is it that someone who proclaims that Jesus Christ is Lord and they worship Most High, how is it, and I say Jesus Christ for a reason, because that's how they say it. How can they do that and then the church be a cult? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. That high place is the 4th dimension. That high place is the 4th dimension. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender times 10,000 with vengeance and a sword. Don't forget to do your return to senders collective. Okay? This name, okay? This is the second time I've seen this name. Oh, I can't see that. Let me, just one second. Okay, that name is Wilmer. Okay? Wilmer. I get Elmer Fudd energy when I say that. Okay? The name Perez. I was married when you and I started dating one another. So again, another confirmation out here for someone who was married when they came to you. I was married when you and I started dating one another. The name Perez. Okay? I wrote some of these in ink pen. Perez, so that they would not bleed through the other side. Perez. Okay? Let's go ahead and pull some karmic energy. There's something about your local law enforcement as well. They could be investigating this, or they could be hiding information about what's been done to you. Let's go ahead and pull some karmic tarot. All right. So this sinkhole card keeps coming out in recent readings. The last 3 readings, the sinkhole card has come out. Also 24-hour, 25-hour drink, 25 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. So someone is dealing with sleep issues. Okay. Again, I mentioned rest. Okay. So again, with the karmic energy, it's a lot of the same karmic energy that with the karmic tarot that came out yesterday, something about a revolving door. And I say yesterday, but the last reading, a revolving door. So something is on the same cycle. And it just goes round, 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 round. Someone's on this round. Someone could wake up every day and the only thing they do is witchcraft against you. They wake up doing it. They go to sleep doing it against you. It's just a revolving door. Or someone is now stuck in a lower vibrational situation, okay, such as the matrix. So someone might not be able to get out of the matrix, okay, now that they want to get out. Okay, someone's lovesick. You see Cupid vomiting. Okay, so someone is lovesick because they are stuck in this revolving door. Okay, someone could be a night owl. Someone could run the streets. You could run the streets with your thugs. I'll be waiting for you until you get through. I'll be waiting. You can run the streets with your thugs. I'll be waiting for you until you get through. A festival goer, I'll be waiting. Okay. And again, the delete card. Okay. That song is by Tupac, by the way, if you want to go listen to that. Okay. It's called Run the Streets. Okay. And it talks about someone who is willing to allow their man to run the streets. Yeah. And they can still come home to them. All right. So I think that's going to do it, collective. The names that we have out here are Tyra, Latoya, Smith, Randy, Justin, Justina, Perez, Wilmer, Alexis. Any other names? We have QT, QC, CQ, QB, BQ, QM, MQ, Evelyn, Eric, Erica, Elaine, Eleanor, Elena. Okay. Again, someone could spell their name in an untraditional way. Okay. So like Erica is normally spelled E-R-I-C-A, but it could be E-R-I-K-A. Okay. In fact, I think that's how Charlie Kirk, okay? Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated earlier today in the U.S., Charlie Kirk's wife's name is Erica. I believe she spells her name E-R-I-K-A, okay? So there could be something about some unusual spelling of someone's name, investigators. Remember, they kill earth angels, okay? Abandoned property. An informant is nearby. Something about pack your bags. Someone's brainwashed. And a classic bait and switch type of technique. Okay. Also, there is more to Malcolm Jamal Warner's passing than is being stated. Okay. So there is more to Malcolm Jamal Warner's passing. Okay. For those of you who do not know, he was one of the actors on The Cosby Show. Okay, he was the son who played Theodore, the name Theodore. Okay, Theodore Huxtable. Okay. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. Again, my name is Nehru. The other channel is Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel. If you are interested in more information, not just through the tarot, but you are interested in more information about the esoteric, you becoming your highest, purest, truest self, canonical texts that are not widely published or distributed currently. If you want to know the truth about who you are and what the possibilities are, that channel might be of interest to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Nehru. This is the Real Psychic Investigators. This channel was created to help investigators and government agencies that deal with crimes, solve crimes, help them solve their cases all over the world. Thank you so much as always for tuning in, and be encouraged.